Hi everybody, happy Thursday. Welcome to Designing Gals. I am Doreen from Door Designs, and I apologize, my video is posting a little bit later than normal, but this week was kind of a busy week for me. I had 2 of my 3 grandkids here this week, and the 2 I had were the 2 boys that are 2 and 5. So needless to say, they have kept me hopping. They can destroy a house in no time flat with toys and books and games. Had a great time, but man, it is tough to keep up with those 2 little, we call them our little tornadoes. But anyway, I won't have them tomorrow, so kind of finishing up all the orders I have. They are ready to go except for 1 wreath I'm going to finish up tomorrow morning, but everything will be shipped out tomorrow and I'll be back on track. So tonight what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be doing 2 designs. We're going to be doing a wooden pumpkin, and then I'm going to be doing a set of candlesticks. I'm actually just going to design one of them because the second one's going to be designed identical, so there's really no need to do 2 on the video. So we're going to be doing this candlestick set along with this pumpkin. So I've already started on the pumpkin, and I think I got this last year at Hobby Lobby, and it's got kind of some old looking wire that's wrapped around the stem, and then it's got these 2 leaves coming down. I'm going to leave these on because I'm going to incorporate these leaves in with our bow we're going to make. And then at the bottom, I just took a piece of styrofoam that I keep around, and I cut it to the length of how much I want to design on the bottom. So for this design, it's about probably a 4-inch piece of styrofoam. I went ahead and took moss and just covered it, and it doesn't have to be perfect because you're not going to see it anyway, or if you do, it's not going to be that much, but I just don't want that green styrofoam to show. So what I do when I put the styrofoam on, I just kind of take a big piece and just kind of spread it out. Then I use floral picks. And I buy big batches and just keep them in a jar. But they're floral picks, and all you do is just push them in the styrofoam. And the reason, I know a lot of people ask me how come I don't use hot glue. I don't like to use hot glue because then if I do, it's hard for me at times to get my picks to go through my styrofoam if it's covered with glue. So I'm thinking for tonight's design, I'm going to do the bow up here and kind of keep the streamers coming down, and then I'm going to put my design coming up on this side. So it's going to kind of balance out both sides of the pumpkins. I'm going to leave my streamers a little long until I see how big my floral and greenery is going to be down here, and then we'll trim up our tails to see how short or how long we want to keep them. And then for the candlesticks, I'm going to be using these candlesticks, and like I said, I think I've got 2 of them, which I can't believe I don't have 3, but I guess the set came with 2. But we're going to design the top and kind of bring some stuff down. I'm going to also probably do a bow on these, and then use the streamers coming down to kind of fill it in. For my greenery, I'm going to stay with a lot of the burnt oranges and the sage greens. So I picked up some different greeneries that are nice and light and whimsical, you know, just kind of fun. See how all those colors kind of go together. And then for the and then I've got just some different leaves that are bright, you know, kind of a bronzy gold to kind of help make it pop. And then I also pulled out some berries. And then for the florals, let me grab some florals. I've got different sunflowers. I love these dark burgundy little balls there. I have some smaller sunflowers that I'll probably use on the candlesticks. And then I also have these florals that are a different kind of an orange with the yellow and gold in them that I'll probably use a few on the big pumpkin, but the bulk of these will probably go on the candlesticks. And then I don't like to keep it all just the oranges and stuff, so I'm either going to add in some purple, or I might add in a little bit of blue, but I do want to add in another color to give it some dimension where it's not just all oranges and golds. So let me put these all down and we'll get started. And like I said, I'm going to start with the ribbons first, bow, and these are the 3 ribbons that I picked out. Turn this around. I got the diamond one with kind of the dark burgundy, some brownish sage color with the orange with the cream. And then I love this ribbon. I have the other one that I used before that's got a thinner stripe, but it's got the turquoise and orange, sage green, and the mustard yellow, and I love mustard yellow for the fall. And then I've got this one as my third accent. It's got the mustard with the white. So for the candlesticks, I'll probably use these two, but for the pumpkin, we're gonna use all three. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do a basic bow. And I'm gonna kind of hold it up and kind of see how long I want my tails to be. So like I said, I'm gonna leave my tails kind of long and then we can trim them up. So my tail's about 18 inches. I'm going to put my back to you so you can kind of see how I'm doing my bow. So I'm just going to put my ribbon down with the pretty side face up, and then I'm just going to pinch it. And then I'm going to measure out probably 12 inches because I typically like my loops to be 6. But 6 might be a little big, so I'm going to go ahead and do a double loop and see how I like it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like that long. I'm just looking at which ribbon I want to do next. I think I want to do the striped one. So I'm just going to take it and lay it on top of what I've already pinched. I'm going to kind of measure it out. I don't need quite that long. Whoops. And then I'm just going to pinch it and pinch it together. And then I can use the length of these to measure my next loops. I'm actually going to make these a little bit smaller. And then you're going to pinch it and twist it because you always want to keep the pretty side of your ribbon up. So I'm just going to pull it down and loop it behind and pinch it. And we're going to cut that one. And now we're going to add our third one, which is going to be the mustard yellow with the cream. And same thing. We're going to make our loop and bring it down. Twist it. Oops, I'll get this one on the way. Twist it. So your pretty side is still showing up. So you always want to have your pretty side coming, at least I do, towards me. So I'm just going to bring it down and loop it behind. And then you're going to twist it because you want your pretty side to show. I'm going to make this loop just a little bit shorter. Okay, I'm going to attach this and then we can kind of play around with it. I'm going to take a zip tie and I'm going to bring it right down through the top underneath this loop. to just pull it tight and clip it off. I'm just kind of playing with these metal leaves real quick, and we'll come back and play some more with them. And of course, we'll trim a lot of these streamers and stuff back, but you can kind of see the colors that we're going for in the bow. Nice fall, but yet bright colors. Okay, let's go ahead and get the bottom going. I know this one's going to be way too long. Okay, so for the bottom, I'm going to start with some of our greenery that's got some height that I can kind of bring some different colors coming up. So let me get my ribbons out of the way. I got these at Hobby Lobby last year when they were on sale, and they were about $6 to $7. And what I like about it, look how many stems are on the bottom. So this piece alone is going to do several projects for me. I'm going to push these up because I know I don't want them the full height. I want it some of the height to come down a little bit. So we're going to also, what's nice about this stem is the bottom of it is kind of thick, so I don't have to pick it. And I'm pushing these back to the far back because I'm going to design from my back coming forward. So I'm going to put one more of those in there. I want this one to be even shorter. What's nice about these kind of projects is that it doesn't take near as much product as what you think to make it nice and full. Okay, so there's, look how nice and full that looks already. And what I like about these, you can't mess them up because you just kind of stand back and see what florals or greenery you like, and you just slowly just kind of add to it. I'm going to use a few of these little ferns. I'm going to curl my ribbon tails up a little bit so I can kind of see better at the top. Okay, so now I've got the fern in. Just kind of added it. But see how we're keeping it nice and light and airy and whimsical? And really, you could stop at any time and not have to add any more to it. But I do want to put some florals and things in it. And I'm thinking maybe one of these sunflowers, but I always cut my stems at an angle because it helps it to go into your styrofoam or your design much easier. Okay, I added 3 sunflowers. I want to add a little bit of greenery coming out here and maybe a little bit over here. I'm going to go ahead and use that whole bush. Okay, I mainly use that last greenery to be more of the filler that kind of added a little bit of dimension, but just, whoops, but just kind of filled it in around and filled in some of it in the center. But just nice and full and very easy, very, very easy to do. And that's what I mean, you really can't mess these up because you can just stand back and if you need something there, you just add to it. But I do want to add a little bit, I think, of a burgundy. Where'd those burgundy balls go? Because of the burgundy in the ribbon. I'm going to pick this one to give it a little bit of length. I'm going to cut these bottom ones off because they're too short. Okay, I'm adding just a couple of pieces of this bluish purple lavender just to bring a little bit more color. That's too long. I don't like it that long. Okay, there it is with a little bit of the lavender and a little bit of the burgundy. So the burgundies and the lavender is not coming out on the forefront. It's more kind of playing a part in the back of the design that just kind of gives it a little bit of a pop and just kind of keeps your eye moving around the entire arrangement. Nice and full from all angles. So depending on where you would put this in your house, you could see it from the three sides. And we're gonna fix the bow, and let's play with the bow and the ribbons. I'm just kind of curling these up to kind of see how. Okay, I think we're pretty well done with the pumpkin. And see how nice and full he looks, and how the ribbon really ties in to all the different colors in the greenery, with the moss and the burnt orange and stuff, with all the oranges and the mustard colors. So let's go ahead and work on the candlestick. I could play with the ribbons and ribbon tails forever. Okay, so for the candlestick, what I did is I just took a styrofoam ball that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I cut it in half, and I hot glued it on the base of the candlestick. So I have more of a dome instead of a flat, because I'm gonna kind of angle this and bring down some of our greenery all the way around it. So then I did the exact same on the moss, or with the ball. I took the moss, just put a bunch of it over it, and then just took my floral picks and put them in the thing. So I'm going to kind of keep these together. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a small bow. And I don't know if I'm going to use one ribbon or both ribbons, but I know I'm going to stay with the 1.5 inch. I'm going to make my loops a little smaller. That was way too big. I think I am going to use both ribbons. I'm just going to use a pipe cleaner to secure this one. And I'm just going to use a floral pin to secure it to the base. And I think I'm going to put my bow over here, not center, but a little bit off to the side. Now, if I was shipping these or selling these, I would be hot gluing in all of the pics and things, but since this is just, I'm gonna keep this for myself, I don't typically hot glue them in, because I can take this out, or if I wanna add, like maybe change it out and kind of do Halloween with the pumpkin, or add different things, I can just pull them in and redesign using the same base. Okay, so there's the bow. So let's go ahead and add some greenery. I'm going to start out with this really light kind of airy greenery. I got this at a local store, Randolph Mercantile, and I'm just gonna kind of go around my base. And what I like about it, it's got some firmness to it, but the ends kind of drape over, so it's gonna kind of fill in. These also move up and down. Okay, so see how nice that just kind of flows over the side? So that's gonna be about the perimeter, and I'm gonna design everything else kind of coming up. So this is gonna be how wide the design's gonna be, or show. Okay, I'm gonna fill in with some greenery that's gonna be more of a stand-up greenery. That's the same greenery that I had in the, or I used in the pumpkin. So I'm just going around and kind of filling in. And I know it looks kind of funny right now, but we'll get it nice and full. And you'll notice this greenery has a little bit deeper burgundy on the ends, and I'm going to add some of this. That's exact same greenery, but it's a much brighter orangey, gold, yellow. So what I'm doing is just cutting all the different stems off this bush. Okay, see? I just went all the way around, but it's got the nice bright orangey and yellow that just kind of makes it pop. So let's add some florals now and some berries. Looks like I lost a couple of florals on this stem. So if you put one in and you think it's too long, just pull it right back out, trim it down, and we can stick it right back in. Okay, see how nice and light these florals are? When I design, for my personal design, I like to have it more kind of almost free-flowing and not so compact. So I just added those orangey flowers all the way around. But see how nice and full it's getting? Got to cut that down a little bit. That's too long. Okay, now I'm just going to add some leaves. And these are these almost like a dollar looking leaf. I am using my pick machine because these aren't strong enough. So all it is, if you don't have one, they're great if you do a lot of floral designing. But I can add length to my stem, or I can just use it to give me the strength to go through the styrofoam. Okay, so I added some leaves in. I'm just going to curl my ribbon tails up a little bit. And then just a few sprigs of our lavender to tie in with the lavender of the pumpkin. Okay, I think we are about done. I'm going to move this down a little bit. Okay, so that's going to be the front. I'm going to keep my bow a little bit off center, not in the middle and not on the side, just kind of a little bit off to my right. And then you can see it just kind of comes up with the perimeter. And I took the leaves out just a little bit because I wanted to make it more, kind of more dramatic, kind of make it pop more. Now, mine is going to go, I know where it's going to go, so you don't see the back. So you could fill this in more if you wanted. If you were going to set it on a table or something, that it would go all the way around, people could see it. What you could also do is where the bow is, like I have it on the lower part of the right hand side, you could go to the opposite side and put the exact same bow on the back, so you would have it kind of matching on both sides. But since mine's not going to show, I'm not going to add all that to it. But see how pretty that's going to look together in the same room with the ribbons coordinating with kind of the same color themes of the flowers and the greenery and the different things in them. I don't want them to be identical. I just want them to kind of coordinate each other. I think I'm actually going to trim some of these tails back even a little bit more on the pumpkin. So then the second candlestick is just the smaller one, and I'm going to do the exact same thing with this one, just at a little bit smaller scale, because this one's not as tall as the other candlestick. So guys, I think we are done. I hope you enjoyed it. I will post a picture when I get the other candlestick done so you guys can kind of see it. I'll put it up on my dining room table and stuff along with this. And I'll have the fall table runner and things like that also out, so you can kind of get an idea of what it would look like together. And I'll do different arrangements, putting these kind of closer together and then showcasing these in different areas of my home. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some helpful tips and hints of things when you're designing, and or if you don't design and just enjoy, I hope you enjoyed watching my video. If you don't follow me, I would love to have you go out and share my page if you know of somebody who would enjoy watching my videos. And if you don't follow, if you don't mind, please hit that button and follow me. It just kind of helps promote my small business. Thank you again for joining me on Designing Gals. We will see you next Thursday. Have a great weekend and take care. Bye-bye.